Hi, it's Janelle from Papercraft by Janelle, and I wanted to talk today about stamp storage, uh, whether you're going to use the new envelopes or convert it back to the uh, kind of the DVD cases, and um, how that looks on my shelves. So just want to make sure things are going okay here. And you can find me on YouTube as well as Facebook, Papercraft by Janelle. Also, papercraftbyjanelle.etsy.net and papercraftbyjanelle or etsy.com and papercraftbyjanelle.stamping.net. All the different websites. They've all become Papercraft by Janelle right now, so that maybe makes it easier. Okay. Oops. They've all become Papercraft by Janelle right now, so that. Okay. Sounds on. And let's see. There we go. And turn the sound off again. Okay. So stamp cases. I'm going to go over and show you my stamp storage, and then we'll come back here to go over some ideas and measurements. So, take a walk along with me. To the mess. All right, so I've shown these before, but I have this shelving unit from Stampin' Storage, and it's designed to hold the stamping cases, the DVD type cases. Has 8 shelves, I believe. Of course, junk 1, 2, yeah. So with the DVD cases, there's 8 shelves, and it holds 21 stamp cases per shelf. So pretty good. I bought 3 of these. I've set up 2, and the 2 are pretty much full. So I have a third one to do, and start rearranging things a little bit. But here I wanted to show the new. So these are the new envelopes, and I left these. Oh dear. So there, we'll do some measurements in a minute. But I am able to fit them onto these shelves if I take, because these are adjustable shelves, take it down a notch, which are they an inch per notch? It's hard to do one-handed. And so one, to be a little bit more, maybe an inch and a half. It's hard to see in this ruler. So you would get 6 or 7 shelves. Thinking probably 6. Haven't done the math on it yet. And then you could store these envelopes this way here, I would find these are just some acrylic bins that came as a sorted set that I have from Amazon. I'd find something a little bit taller and just a tiny bit wider because these don't fit exactly right. It kind of, so I would get it so that it could be flush, and then you could stack them and have it tall enough so that um, they'd stay in there and not fall out. And then thick enough so that you could put a bunch of stamp cases in there. And these are really nice and thin, so you'd get a lot. Let's see, so these shelves, sorry for the camera work, it's not good. About 13 inches, it's longer, 13 and a half, and the depth on it is 7. So if you found something that was almost 7 inches deep, 6 and a quarter wide, then you'd be in luck with these shelves. I really like these shelves because they are, there's different heights and widths, so you have widths anyway. Maybe they might all be the same height. It's about 6 feet tall. I think about that. And I know some are narrower and some go wider. So if you have these, or if you're thinking about them, I think they would still work for the new envelope style, just with a few changes. So up here, there's all my old sets. Well, you'll notice this one here is a new set. And that one I have converted to the storage cases. So let's go back to my desk. I'm going to take these with me. And let's look at what I'm going to be doing for now, but also some ideas. So I think that the new envelopes would work in this unit. Just finding some bins to hold them up. All right, excuse the mess of the craft room. And here we are back. Oops, it's trying not to jiggle too much. Okay, so some other demonstrators have shown these as well. So there's some great videos where you can have some other ideas about these envelopes and things. So they are like 5 3/4. So yeah, something 6-inch wide would be perfect. A bin that's 6 inches wide and then 7 inches deep for my shelving. Perfect. And then they are about 9 inches, exactly 9 inches tall. Nice thing about these is that these are the die cuts, so the stamps and the die cuts are going to come in the same size. And so you can put them next to each other or put a little rubber band around them to keep them together. And what I've been doing is putting mine in the case with the stamp set. So, just some things to think about. So I did want to show you what I did. So here, banner sayings. I cut I'm going to take this one out. So here that comes there. So banner sayings came in the envelope, like the pop-up petals. And I cut this to fit. So this is a vertical fold. Get my other ruler, I think might have a little bit better marking. So I cut this to 4 7/8 wide by 6 7/8 tall. So I guess what I did is that I cut it, let's see, 6 7/8. Now this one is going to be a little bit longer. Oh, I know what I did. I cut the top off a little bit. You have to get a little bit creative. It's not as quick to go from the envelope to the cases as it is for some of your older photopolymer sets. If you're going to convert those to the envelopes, it seems to be pretty easy. So I trimmed a little bit off the top and then got it so it's 6 7/8 to here. And then the back, I don't know why that's, oh, okay. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to keep all the information. And so I cut it there, and then I kept all this bottom, so I kept all of this information, essentially all of it except like a little banner on the top. I kept all of this stuff. So then I had to fold it up a little bit to keep it in the back. So I did that because I thought, well, if I want to resell it, or I like to look at the barcode, the number real quick to see if things are still active. So that's why I did it that way. Another thing I did, as you can see, there's no stamped images on this paper. You get this, the photopolymer stamps, but nothing to line them up with. And I'm thinking that the Stampin' Up! Will probably be providing that for us pretty soon. They've started to do it with the paper pumpkin kits. So I'm guessing. But for now, I just stamped the whole thing. And so I took off the thinner sheet, just stamped it all up with the Memento Black, and then put it down with the ink to stamp the image. Now, I've seen people doing this, keeping it in the envelope fashion. And so that way, what I believe that they've done, so they've taken off that, they've inked this up in black, and then so you have a black image here. And then after that dries, I've seen people using some tear-in tape, putting, I think it's the thicker sheet down on top of the image with the tear-in tape. And so then you can, take the stamps up, your image is there underneath, and then this doesn't move around. It's stuck with tear-in tape. And then you would, keep this, the thinner one, to protect the stamps. So, all of that I would do probably, if I were keeping it in this, I would do it on this back, flip that up, since that's how you then put it back into the envelope. And like I say, I bet it won't take long before they have the images for us. So that will work great for however you're going to be keeping your stamps. I really like how these now show all the images of the die cuts. That's a super improvement. For my die cuts, I have always taken them off of this backing, just with has that double stick tape. And I use the Stampin' Storage the magnetic sheets. So the ones I have now, they had a good sale, and so I have with a little bit off sizes and some different backgrounds than normal. And I wonder if they will make like a 6x8 or 5.5x8 sheet. That would be wonderful to fit into these envelopes, and so that people who are using those could still use the magnet sheets. Now I've ordered some magnet sheets off Amazon, and the quality isn't quite there, and so that's why I wait for a Stampin' Storage sale and I order mine. They just have more magnetized, so it's a stronger magnet, and they're sturdier. So these are a nice, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch is my guess. So these might all fit. If they don't fit, and some of the other ones didn't, I use 2 sheets of these. So, but I bet, well, I don't know, these are kind of wide for sure. One could go sideways. And so with these, with a nice wide sheet that was bigger than this, you could match them up exactly. Something that, well, we haven't had the pictures of the dies, so I haven't had to worry about that. Anyway, so there we go. Those all fit. So that I could put back in the envelope. And they'll stay secure, and that's easier to get on and off than that double stick tape for me. All right. So I want to go into a little bit more then about what I did here. So I told you how I cut it, and then I did take the stamp set before I took it off of the sheet, inked it up and stamped it on the paper. And so then when that dried, I slipped this into the storage case sleeve. And unfortunately, these, you could tack them down, I suppose, but there, and then it lines up. This was down a little bit more. So then I lined up the stamps. When Stampin' Up! Was doing the images, it was the mirror image, so that, you know how this, when you're looking at it, it's the mirror image. So consider yourself hugged. You can see that through the top, and that's how you'd stamp it. But to store it, this has a lot more surface area, so you put that on top of it. And so it won't be the mirror image showing here, but you can figure it out easy enough. So I'm happy with that for now. That just kind of makes me see I have all my stamps in there. And then I keep the thicker of the sheets to put on the top. And if you keep them in the envelopes, you just want to have both the thick and thin, and you'll use them both in some way, however you choose. This one, unfortunately, because there's not the bookend piece, I guess, forget the name, but I used my printer, I don't have my words right now, but anyway, I typed in the banner sayings and then the number. So it doesn't have a picture on the side, but it does have the name of it and then the order number. So that works pretty well for me. Let's see. So looking in comparison, so Fright Night, which is actually a cling stamp, and so the clings are going to be too thick for the envelope. So those I would suggest just keeping them in the DVD cases. But here, Fright Night doesn't have the number here, but it has the pictures, which I had used a lot to look and find things. These little color dots are my system, green for things that are active right now, and then black means it's a Halloween set. So I have a whole system of organizing my stamp sets based on the colors, and that helps me to find things pretty easily. Here we have the With You in Mind, and that is photopolymer. So that one would go pretty easily into the envelope storage. Just wanted to show you what that would look like. So really, you would just need to take that out. I just folded it in half, and it fits right into the envelope. So it's not too wide, there's still some room. It's not as tall as the other. So you'll have it in these taller envelopes, and it'll be down a little bit. You could always put like 2 inches of cardstock and attach it to the bottom of that, to 1.5, 2, just eyeing it. And then it would be up to the top. So that would be an easy way to make them taller. And I think you could just, do a whole piece across and then just fold it in half. This is thin, so you could even just use like copy paper or something. Copy paper would be a little bit thin, at least the one that I use. It's sort of a DSP feel to it. So I guess if you used the basic white cardstock, but then you adhered it well, it would hold up well as you put it in there. And hopefully this wouldn't get crinkled. I think you could adhere it so that it would all go in smoothly. So then, as you see here, my stamp sets, I've put them onto the plastic because this was behind. And so this is where you would, if you had both of the plastic sheets, if you kept both of them, I ended up just keeping the more firm one, the thicker one. But if you had both still, you'd be set to go. I think that if I were doing this, I could use the window sheets and cut those to size. So what you'd have is just so you would adhere one of the sheets, either the thicker one or the window sheet, down with some tear and tape, and then see how these are mirror image. And so then you could stick these down. This would be taped down so it won't move around, and then that into the envelope. So it would be pretty quick to transfer all of your cases that are photopolymer to the envelope system. And that would have lots of storage space for that. So I have bought a bunch of these DVD cases um, when I first found out about this. It was actually these first um, sets that I received, and I was just so overwhelmed about my storage system and what I was going to do, and I wasn't going to be able to see the edge. That I had a couple of these extra cases, and I just immediately went and put these all in, and I felt so much better. Um, so now, as I have this second um, set, and then I'm having a little time to think about it, thinking, well, it's not the end of the world, and it would be space saving. So I did invest in a lot of these cases, and so I'm going to keep with doing it for a while, but I may at some point just stay with the envelopes. And I think that, whichever you decide, whatever makes you happy will work. I did want to show you, so in this one, the on display, um, this, so here we have, I did all the stamps. Um, Oops, this new one come out. It's just stuck. It's sort of on a lip. It's just so happy living here now. There we go. So I did stamp the whole thing and let that dry, and so then I can match those up. So the dies, as I told you, I do like these Stampin' Storage magnets. So this is, I believe, the normal size one. I think it's a 5x7. And then this is one of their sale items. So I would have needed two, definitely, even of the main size with all these dies. So this works out good for me. But this is how I've been storing my dies with my stamp sets. This I kept all of it. I think I may have trimmed it. I did. I took a 1/4 inch off each side because that's a little bit too wide to close this up. So I did trim it, but I kept everything else. And then I like to just keep this with the dies, and then I'll know. Again, now that we have the pictures of all the dies, that will be helpful in matching up. Before it seemed like we just had a quantity. So that all fits into this case, the on display. And then again, I had to use my little printer it's the tape printer. And then I wrote the on display with the number. And I left space for my dot organizational system on that. So I think that was all I had to talk about. Just kind of wanted to give an idea and to show a comparison of the envelopes versus the cases. And then some thought as to how to incorporate the envelopes in your storage system right now. And I think a lot of us have the storage system or a storage system that is set up for the cases. That's what we've been doing for a long time. And so it felt good for me to see that my storage system The shelves are, I'm able to move them a little bit. And so with proper bins or baskets that I'll be able to um, hold the envelopes nicely and securely and still be able to see them. I was thinking that if I go to the envelopes, I would then have bins like Halloween, Christmas, birthday. Um, some things are obvious and some things are not so obvious. So it's always, you know, a little bit of a, I mean, this one is birthday, but also thank you and a friendship, thinking of you, best wishes that could be um, any kind of event. That could even be a wedding. I love this set. It's just really versatile. So, where you put that one, do you put it with the sentiments? It is mainly a sentiment heavy stamp, but it has these cute little uh, pictures and embellishments as well. So that's part of the dot system to think about. Uh, Let me know if you have any questions, and I can do another video about this if um, you have certain needs. I think that it's win-win either way, using the envelopes or going uh, to the stamp cases. So, hope you guys have a good uh, rest of your weekend. Oh, this one, let's just have a little peek here. This is some of the new online exclusive ribbon. Oh, I'll never get this open easily. I know some people that can open these like magic. Uh, that is not me. Okay, here, no. If I find where the seam is, sometimes, not on this one. This is not giving it up. Oh my goodness. Okay. I need to have some of those little like dotted, you know how some things now have a dotted part that just tears pretty easily? That would be nice. Okay, this is a big struggle. I've got it. Enough. Oop, I don't want to use ribbon scissors for the plastic. Just be sad. There we go. Whew. Anyway, this is the chevron ribbon, 1/8 of an inch, and it's garden green and white. And I just thought it was so cheerful. Oh, and both sides. So that's nice for making a bow. You guys can see that. It's just really sweet. I think it's part of the hobby set that has some really cute paper, which I haven't gotten yet, but I just had to grab this ribbon. I just thought this was really cheerful. There, makes a little bow. Anyway, a little peek for you guys. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you later. Happy crafting. Bye.